My name is Patrick Bonson, and for 35 years I've been proud to call Southern Maine home. I'm an outdoor guy that loves to explore. Although Southern Maine is heavily developed, we still have dozens of beautiful natural attractions within driving distance of Portland, Maine's largest city and my hometown. One of my favorite attractions is Cascade Falls in the town of Saco. Cascade Falls is a gorgeous waterfall in a heavily forested setting. The falls flow through a granite gorge until they spill about 40 feet to the canyon below. People fish and hike here, and the site was once a sawmill in the 19th century. Cascade Falls is my sanctuary when I need to get away from the stresses of life. All it takes is a 5-minute walk in the woods, and there you are. On a warm, sunny spring day in May, I decided to record some drone footage of Cascade Falls. I'd already recorded the falls from land plenty of times and wanted the broader visual perspective drone footage could provide. Aerial footage of this gorgeous area would be challenging to record, but worth the effort, or so I thought. My drone flight on this particular morning was a disaster, and I have no one to blame but myself. I made 3 to 4 foolish, should-have-known-better mistakes with this flight. My first mistake was flying in a tightly constricted area. After activating the drone, I immediately began to receive warnings this flight was a bad idea. GPS readings were weak, but I foolishly chose to ignore these warnings. As the flight progressed, my GPS connection to the drone was spotty at best. Aerial commands were often going unheeded, and my battery strength began to falter. I decided to cut my flight short, but landing in this heavily forested area was far more challenging than I anticipated. During my attempted landing, the drone jerked around erratically. I lost sight of where it was located and began to panic. That was my third mistake. As my drone erratically gyrated and careened through the air, a low battery warning signal began beeping insistently, and this only compounded the difficulties I was having bringing the drone home. The battery became so low, an emergency landing seemed like the only viable option I had. I searched frantically for a clear landing zone, and after a few aborted attempts, the drone smashed into a pine tree measuring well over 100 feet tall. I was stunned. My drone was nowhere to be found, and my unblemished record of 40-plus incident-free flights was over. After an hour or more of searching, I left Cascade Falls believing I would never recover the drone. These pine trees in this area soar high over the gorge, and I could not safely climb them myself. I considered my drone permanently gone. As a filmmaker heavily relying on my drone, I was devastated by this loss. I'd recently finished a well-received documentary that relied heavily on drone footage, and was looking forward to even more documentary challenges ahead. Drones often get a bad rap, but they are unquestionably marvelous creative tools. A decade ago, I hired a helicopter pilot to record DSLR footage of the town of Buxton from above, and now I was free to capture stunning aerial images on my own from just about anywhere. Just about anywhere but Cascade Falls, anyway. Despondent over my loss, but determined to continue my search, I asked other pilots for advice. I was told to scour the DJI Phantom app for precise coordinates, and I was able to locate my flight plan on my phone. Curiously, my drone was stuck high in a tree significantly farther away than where I had taken off. I spent a few hours on foot searching for it, but could not see anything from the ground. I enlisted my friend Georgia from Gorham Community Access Television to take her drone up to survey the area. Within the first few moments of flight, we detected the drone in the upper left reaches of a pine tree. My drone was ensnared in pine branches far beyond reach. It would have been a fool's errand to try and climb this or any tree without experience. So I enlisted the help of John Labby, an experienced tree climbing professional, for the task. John made the work look easy as he skillfully climbed his way up the tree. His work is dangerous but rewarding. He's able to help people with seemingly impossible recovery efforts. 15 minutes after his climb began, I had regained something considered lost forever. My most treasured creative tool had been recovered, and I could not have been happier. I spoke with John about his work and what his impressions were of this recovery effort. Well, we have John here. He's a professional climber, and he just retrieved my drone, which I had more or less written off and assumed it was going to become part of a eagle's nest. How long have you
all the way up?
Yeah. What was this job like? Was it kind of par for the course? Was it challenging?
We've done a few drone rescues. We get asked to rescue cats more often than anything.
How does that go? Does the cat resist you, or are they happy to see you?
It's very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you have to bring a backpack or a pillowcase or something up with you, and you stuff them in the bag. You don't untie it until you get to the ground.
So obviously heights aren't an issue for you. You've been climbing trees since you were a little kid?
Yeah, and then someday I decided that maybe I should just do it professionally, and fell in love with it and wouldn't want to do anything else.
How long you been at it?
Going on 12 years now.
And it's
in there.
a full-time work?
Yeah, yeah. It's been full-time for about 7. I dabbled with it on the side. I just decided one day I'm gonna start climbing trees.
Are you self-taught, or do you have to like take a course, or?
I was all self-taught.
Yeah.
I didn't really have anybody to come up under. I worked for a couple of tree companies in the beginning, on and off. But as far as the climbing and things like that, I just kind of figured it out.
Oh, right on, right on. What should someone who's thinking about doing this for a career keep in mind?
Oh my God, find a tree company to work for. We're starving for help. It's just like everybody else, but this is something that you can, the challenges are endless. It's different every day, you know. One day I'm taking down a spruce tree, the next day I'm rescuing a drone. People have you do all sorts of fun stuff like that. And the amount of knowledge you can find in this field is just endless. You know, learn a trade, go work for somebody, see if you like it.
Is it 4 seasons?
Unfortunately, yes. We do work in the wintertime. It's a little slower, but it's a lot more wet. But it has its rewards. You know.
What's the tallest tree you ever climbed?
Well, I do a lot of crane work. So the highest I've been up on a crane is about 155 feet. And I gotta tell you, the views from my office are pretty great.
Where is your office?
Well, wherever the tree is, really. Some days it's on the water, some days it's on a nature trail in the middle of Old Orchard. You just never really know.
And so when you're not working, it's kind of a recreational thing for you too? You do some rock climbing or some gym stuff?
Yeah, I mean, when I have time. I'm usually 5 or 6 days a week doing this, but every now and then we hit the rock gym or find some place outdoors to be.
Well, listen, extremely grateful for you for doing this, and stay safe out there, okay?
Absolutely, happy to help.
Much to my surprise, the drone had only suffered minimal damage, and a test flight showed it was operating smoothly. I'm flying again, but determined to avoid the kind of mistakes that led to this catastrophe. Number 1, never fly in a constricted space with limited visibility. Secondly, without exception, never allow your drone to leave your line of vision. 3, do not ignore clear warning signals and communication dropouts from your aerial device. 4, never let your battery fall below a 30% charge. As a result of this experience, I'm a much more cautious flyer today. Drones are not toys. They need to be taken seriously. They are expensive and potentially dangerous. Pilots must always be aware of their surroundings. If you are a drone operator or someone looking to become one, take to the skies with safety foremost in your mind. Stay focused and stick to the rules, and you should be able to record many years of marvelous footage that will help you realize your fullest potential as a filmmaker. The world is a beautiful place, and drones help us share this breathtaking beauty from spectacular vantage points. You just have to make sure you keep them out of trees. Be careful, have fun, and happy flying.